You ever got new glasses and just felt like they were just off? Like you put them on, and even though you could see out of them, it just feels weird and just different? Well, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why your glasses feel wrong, and I've seen this multiple times as a practicing optometrist in the state of North Carolina. One of the biggest reasons for it is just your astigmatism. Now, as a kid between the ages of like 10 and 18, your vision's probably going to change, and you could probably really adjust to those changes as it's happening because your eyes will be changing with you. So then your glasses need to kind of reflect that change. But as an adult, usually between like 20 and 35, I don't really expect your vision to change that much and fluctuate. Now it can. We do have special unicorns of people whose vision continuously changes depending on how their eyes are changing as they're getting older. But for most people, I don't really expect that much of a change, especially if you come in and you don't really notice the change. So if you don't really feel like you've had any change or notice it before you change in your vision when you go see your optometrist and then they actually do change it, that might be one of the reasons why. If you change astigmatism, I'll be honest, sometimes if it's too much, you will notice the way it feels, and it might take you a while to kind of adjust to that, usually between 2 weeks to 4 weeks. But sometimes it's not necessary to change your astigmatism if it hasn't really changed. So that might be why you're noticing it. So if you've gone through the period, that short period of time of 2 weeks or maybe even 4 weeks, and you still can't get adjusted to your glasses, one of the things I would probably verify to see if that was something that was changed in the glasses, because that might be why that might be what you're noticing. Another reason is your prescription just being too strong. So again, if we're talking about an adolescent, as a kid, it makes sense sometimes that why your vision is changing because you are growing taller. So sometimes your eyes expanding with you, so that makes your vision more blurry over time if you're nearsighted. But as an adult, same thing I said before, I don't really expect too much change. So if you go to the eye doctor and they make your prescription stronger, it really needs to reflect maybe your complaint when you came in. If you notice that your vision wasn't as sharp as it used to, then it probably makes sense to increase the prescription. If you come in and you don't really notice anything, and you're just trying to get your eyes checked, and your prescription is changed to be stronger, that might give you some headaches. You will notice the strain when you put those glasses on. So that might be something else to talk to your doctor if you're noticing that, especially if they told you that they did increase the prescription and you never even really noticed change in the beginning. All right, third reason is we're just creatures of habits. So when you get glasses, you just get really used to that, especially around the age of like 45 to like 65. You have a work-life balance, right? So when you get new glasses, and if you're working like your computer or your laptop, you create your world around those glasses. So if you go to an eye doctor and you haven't noticed change and they make change, then now you have to change your life around those new glasses. And I'll be honest, most people don't want to do that. You just want to put on glasses and it just does the thing. So if you never notice any change and your prescription got changed and now you're noticing you have to get closer or pull back from it, chances are you didn't need that prescription change. Because again, we are creatures of habit. You have a lifestyle that's been created around your old pair of glasses. All right, the fourth thing is it just probably wasn't measured properly. This could be for single vision lenses and bifocal/progressive lenses. A lot of single vision lenses aren't measured directly to the person's eyes and how they're placed inside the glasses. If you have a high prescription or a lot of astigmatism, you really need your glasses measured for you. You really need your glasses measured individually for just like you specifically. If it's not, you might be looking through the wrong part of the glasses and it's going to make things just feel weird and off even though you can see through the glasses. If you're wearing a bifocal or a progressive lens or any type of bifocal in general, if it's not measured properly, it will make things a little difficult. You will notice you're having to move your head up and down a lot more than what you probably used to. So having the correct measurement will make glasses feel a lot better. Having the wrong measurement will make glasses feel very uncomfortable, especially if you're a type of person that does like focus activities. So what are focus activities? Focus activities are things that require your attention. So like working on a computer for consistent hours or driving at night. Those are things that require your attention. And if your glasses are off, you will notice it in those moments. All right, the fifth one is a lot of people don't really think about is like just heat damage to glasses. A lot of people just sometimes just put their glasses in their car and just leave it there. Summertime comes and that bad boy gets lit up. So lit that lens, you don't even realize it kind of bends and shapes and gets distorted. Sometimes you'll see the coatings come off because of that, but sometimes you don't even notice the coatings are coming off. It looks like a regular lens and it just gets really distorted. So when you put the glasses on, you notice like, hey, I can see, but it just feels off. That's because that car got too hot and it just made those lenses just very weird like. So be careful leaving your glasses in the car or around anything that has some type of heat around it, because it will mess up the lenses even if you don't even actually see it. All right, so those are really common reasons. I could say too strong measurements and then astigmatisms are really number one, probably the most common things on there. But anyway, bottom line is, if you haven't really experienced change or even noticed change in your vision when you go to see your optometrist and they make a change, you probably might want to question that, especially if you get the glasses and you notice these things just feel off. But always wait about 2 weeks or so, because sometimes it just means you just need to adjust to the glasses because it's a new prescription change. But anyway, if you learned something new, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.